Hi there. I get a lot of calls from drivers saying their employer or HR said you got to go take that SAP class. It's not really a class, so this is what I want to explain in this video. I'm Cindy. I'm a DOT qualified SAP in Florida and South Carolina. So let's get into it. So as for the SAP, it's not a class, and here's why it's important to know the difference. When drivers are saying that, they're often referring to a substance abuse education course, right? But that's not really what the SAP is. Think of it like your pre-trip inspection, right? You don't just check the tires and call it a day. It's like a whole list of things to go through. And the SAP process is sort of like that. So what'll happen is you'll find a DOT qualified SAP in your state. You'll meet with them for a substance abuse evaluation. They'll come up with a recommendation. DOT says the minimum is substance abuse education. That's kind of where the course comes in. All the way up through inpatient treatment if the person needs that level of care. So the SAP determines that. They'll come up with this recommendation and type it up into some paperwork. They'll give you a couple referrals. We need to give at least two different providers of whatever the recommendation is. Or you could choose your own, but it's easier to use with the SAP because they already know like which providers are licensed and which are decent providers to provide the service to you. The SAP will also update the clearinghouse after the assessment, and then you'll go complete the recommendation and send the SAP verification that you completed it. So if it is a substance abuse education course, you'll send them the course certificate, or if you go to counseling, you'll have the therapist email the SAP or write a letter saying, hey, this is what we worked on and here's the dates of service. Or if you go to inpatient treatment, you'll have a completion certificate, things like that, because the SAP will need that for the follow-up, and that's the next step. So you'll meet with the SAP after the recommendations are completed for the follow-up meeting, and that's generally checking in, making sure everything's completed and verified, and then the SAP will create the follow-up return to duty eligibility paperwork with a follow-up testing plan, as well as after that meeting, update the clearinghouse, and that'll check off step 4. Now, as for the follow-up testing plan, the SAP has to create it between 1 and 5 years. The minimum DOT is 1 year with a minimum follow-up test of 6 tests per year. The SAP can increase it. It's based on their recommendation and how they feel, with regards to safety and how you're going to do things like that. So once that's done, the employer will send you for your return to duty test. It'll take about 3 to 5 business days to get that negative result back. When they get it back, the employer or consortium will update the clearinghouse because owner-operators use drug testing consortiums to manage their drug testing. But if you have an employer, they'll do that. It's typically HR or the safety manager. They update the clearinghouse, step 5 will be checked off, and then you'll go down to your local motor vehicle, pay a reinstatement fee, and they'll turn the CDL back on so that you can drive during your follow-up testing plan. So also, the SAP will need to forward that paperwork to your employer. So if you don't have an employer, that's fine. Just keep the SAP's number because you're going to have to let them know where to send this. And the SAP will have you fill out a release of information form to give permission to send the paperwork. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please feel free if this has been helpful to you. I'll be making weekly videos of SAP questions and procedures so that you know exactly how this works, because there's a lot of misinformation out there and I don't want people to be confused. And a lot of employers are confused too. But anyways, let's get back to this. So you have your employer, the SAP will have you sign a release information form, and then they'll send them the paperwork. The employer will implement the follow-up testing plan. So a lot of questions I get is like, how long is the follow-up testing plan? The SAP or employer cannot disclose the follow-up testing plan length or how many tests are on that plan to the driver. The information can only go from the SAP to an employer or the SAP to a drug testing consortium. That's it, So the minimum is a year. So I would check your clearinghouse maybe once a year to see if step 6 is checked off, and step 6 would be checked off by your employer. Once the follow-up testing plan is complete, they'll go into the clearinghouse, check it off, and then the incident will be closed. It'll stay on your clearinghouse for five years, right? Kind of like an old speeding ticket, but it won't be an active violation. It'll show employers when they run a query before they hire you on that you've completed the steps, everything's checked off. So that's a good thing, If you should have any questions, feel free to drop it down in the comments or perhaps send me a message and follow along for more tips from a SAP. So please subscribe to the channel. And if this was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up because that helps the channel too. And until next time, stay safe out there. And if you are worried about the SAP process, don't worry about it. You'll get through this just fine.